Hey, PSU Aged 17. So this is going to be my reflection video of the last week of microteaching. So I was microteaching at the Juniata High School in Mifflintown, Pennsylvania, right off of Route 322, and I taught the animal science class. And through that class, I taught the meat science unit, just like a really small 3-day lesson plan kind of thing. I was really excited, and which was good, really good, but it also set me back. So because I was so excited, I think I was overexcited, and I was just like getting nervous, and then I stumbled over my words, and it was like, oh my gosh, Missy, calm down. So I guess I should back up to observation. So we went for the observation on a Monday, and it was good. I mean, I got to see Mrs. Morgan teach, and I enjoyed it, and I know the students did. And the students were wondering who we were, so they were definitely interested to see what we would do with them over the next few days. So then I guess fast forward to the first day, I wanted to go over marbling and grading of meat, cuts of meat. So I had my interest approach set up, and I think it really worked, and they were really into it. One thing I could have really changed, though, was Mrs. Morgan had her bell ringer on a whiteboard, and I put it on the screen. So I think when they first came in, they were like, what do we do, Miss Morgan? I don't know what to do, which is totally understandable. I mean, I'm a new teacher. They barely know my name. They don't really know anything about me. So I learned after the first day. The next 2 days, I put it up on the whiteboard and wrote the objectives, because that's how Miss Morgan did it. So after that, things went smoothly. One of the problems I did have with the first day, though, is following my lesson plan. So what I've learned and what I've been taught to recently is, plan for more, because you're going to talk too fast and you're going to go through it. That's the opposite for me. I think more realistically when I'm planning lesson plans, and it's like, I can't get through all this material. They're not going to learn this. It's just not going to happen unless I take my time. So I was really frustrated, not with the students, but with myself. I was like, man, I knew this was going to happen, that the students would really get into something, and then I would switch gears on them. And I don't want to switch gears if students are learning. You just want to let them be, let them grow. It's awesome. So yeah, I learned from the first day that I shouldn't plan so much, and I'm right with planning one activity. That's totally fine, because I think it's engaging enough that their gears or their gerbils are running, and I don't want to take away something they're enjoying and just getting into and start something new. I could tell they were not upset with me, but they were trying to work with me. They were like, but we're really into this, and now you're switching gears. What do I do next? So they definitely got what marbling was, and we touched just a touch of grading. We really didn't get into it because I was so focused on, meeting the objectives that I had written down, which, it's a classroom. I mean, what I'm learning, you can plan as much as you want, but you can't plan it all out. It's just not how it's going to happen. So the next thing I did was, on the next day, I redid my lesson plan, kind of, and I was like, we're just going to do one thing, and I don't even think I'll get it done today. What do you know? I was right. So we had them do a poster of the cuts of meat in sheep, cattle, and hogs. So they really enjoyed that. Sorry, guys. I'm a little tired. It's Thanksgiving break, and I'm not really sleeping, which is normal for ag ed majors. So we talked about the different cuts of meat, and if you go to a grocery store, are you gonna ask for the shoulder of the pig? No, it's not how that works. There's other cuts of meat. So I had them write all the different names of the meats down. I had them color it and use their references. So I have all that. I was gonna grade it eventually this week. So it was a good lesson plan, and I was really happy with my students. The second day was a little rough. It was better than the first day. The first day was bad, I thought. To be honest, I'm gonna be completely honest, I felt horrible after the first day. Like, the first day made me not want to go into a classroom. And part of that is I compare myself to everyone else, and everyone is better than I am, in my opinion. And I know Miranda and Kayla and Matt Ryder, everyone in the cohort is saying peaches, our little code word to like stay positive. But the feedback that Mrs. Morgan gave Miranda just made me feel like crap. And I'm like really happy for Miranda, but I just feel like I'm at the bottom of a totem pole because I've never been a state officer of any organization. And I feel that I haven't had the same experiences that everyone else has, which is like normal, but I just don't feel as well prepared to work with students because of my lack of experiences in those areas. But it's nothing for you guys to feel bad about, and I shouldn't even feel bad about it because I have other aspects that I'm really good at. But it was just like Miss Morgan was like, oh yeah, we tried Miss Kane's activity the next day in someone else's class. And I was like, wow, this sucks. It hurt me, and it wasn't meant to hurt me. But it's okay. So then I went on to my last day, and I knew the last day was going to be the best day. For the students and myself, it was going to be chaotic, like totally chaotic. They're working on their posters, and we're trying new cuts of meat. So these new cuts of meat are like, I went to Wegmans, bought all these cuts of meat, and we're cooking them up. So then I have my students color, what they are, like what they look like raw. And then like some of the meat was brown, which I was so excited for. I was like, why is your meat brown? Like, is it bad? They were like, well, maybe it's the temperature. Well, maybe it's what it was wrapped in, or, maybe it's old. Maybe it's the cut of meat. Maybe it could have been the cut of meat. And it was really exciting because they were like, oh, what is this? What is this? And I was like, oh, yes, keep going, keep going. So they actually learned that when it's not, like, airtight, like, sealed, the air gets in and turns the meat brown. So, oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. Everyone's watching this being like, Evie, stop. So, yeah, on the third day, we had them cutting their meat up, cooking it, and checking to see what is tender, dry, chewy. And it was interesting. Most of the students really liked the chuck of the beef. And we talked about why it tasted better, why it wasn't so chewy, why it was just, like, juicy and flavorful. They were like, there's marbling in it. And I was like, wait a minute, what's marbling? And they could tell me it back, and I just, like, I had, like, assessments and stuff along the way through, like, worksheets, but they were thinking, and it was cool to see them think and be like, I want to go to the grocery store and pick out cuts of meat. Like, I know what meat looks marbled, and I know what meat looks better. So, overall, I grew a lot in 3 days. I definitely learned a thing or two, which is, I think, the whole purpose of this. But the other thing I really learned is that, like, I felt like a substitute teacher, like, just really temporary. And that's not how my personality is or how I believe I am. I don't believe I'm, like, a temporary friend or, like, just someone you can lean on temporarily. I'm in it full-heartedly. So I think that's one thing with my students at McGuffey is that they know me and I know them and they're comfortable with me. These students, like, I would ask them a question, I couldn't get any of them to raise their hand. They were all scared. And that's when I, like, try to, like, lower my energy level, try different things, crouch down and ask. So there was a lot of different techniques that I used. So yeah, I had a really good time. I enjoyed my students, and it was nice because after I was done teaching those 3 days, I had a relationship with them where they were waving to me when they were leaving. So it was like, oh, so good. But I enjoyed my time. Definitely learned a lot. I'm ready to get in the classroom and teach in the spring. I think then, I'll know which direction my life will take me and how things will go. So here's to getting all my lesson plans done, because that's what I'm going to get back to. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Good luck writing lesson plans!